Hey guys, I'm back on my old stomping grounds here in Southwest Florida. Behind me, I have the 2022 Rav4 Hybrid XSE trim. We're going to talk about the differences for the 2022 model year, 2023 model year, because those vehicles are coming out as I speak. 25 years of history for the Rav4, and it's been selling over 400,000 units per year in North America. So we're going to talk about the best-selling Toyota right here, right now. Can you believe it's been over 25 years since the Rav4 has been on the market, and it's been selling over 400,000 units per year since 2017? That's quite remarkable. It is the best-selling Toyota, not only for the brand, but it's the best-selling vehicle outside of the big three pickup trucks. Now for 2022, Toyota gave it a few additional upgrades. We got Cavalry Blue, which of course this vehicle's in. You can get it in the XSE, you can get it on the TRD off-road. You can also get it on the new trim for 2022, which is the SE grade. But pretty much everything else is the same. Now for this XSE though, we do get additional vertical daytime running lights that are taken from the XSE Rav4 Prime. We also have new headlights that I think look pretty cool. A little bit more transformer-like versus the outgoing ones. They do look more premium. Of course, that all carries over for the 2023 model year. So what about the 2023 model year? Well, nothing really changes. They added the woodland trim, which watch my walk around of that, because when I was in Plano, Texas, I got pretty much my hands on that vehicle. I couldn't get on the inside because on the inside is where most of the changes are happening for the 2023 model year. So this is a 9-inch screen. The 9-inch screen is gone. Also is the 7-inch screen. So for 2023, they're replacing this old Toyota software. So if I just press menu here, home, all this garbage, antiquated software is gone. They're putting in the new Toyota interface. So you'll have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. Now I still have wired Android Auto and it works just fine here. So no issue, even if you get one of these older model years, it's just not going to be as pretty as the newer ones. All these buttons should be gone for the new screens, and we get an 8-inch screen for the standard, and you have an optional 10-inch screen if you want to upgrade to that on the higher trims. And another additional update when it comes to screens for the 2023 is the MID behind the steering wheel. So standard is a 7-inch screen, but now you have an optional 12-inch screen that is pretty much the same screen we see in the new Tundra hybrids, the new Sequoia hybrid, and as well as the new Highlander 2023 refresh. So now that I got all the updates for 2022 and 2023 out of the way, let's just talk about the vehicle. On the outside, I think it's aged well. When it first came out, I did not like this newest generation of Rav4. It looked a little bit too aggressive for me, a little bit too off-road. It was a huge departure from the more soft lines of the previous generation, but it's actually grown on me, and I think it looks really good here in this Cavalry Blue with the XSE trim, with the glossy black, the black wheels, the roof rails, the new headlights. I mean, it's a cool looking vehicle, and we still have actual dual exhaust, no fake exhaust tips going on. I mean, there are the enclosures around the exhaust tips don't need to be there, but it does make it look better for sure. On the inside of the Rav4, it is a very plain experience. Now this XSE trim does have some blue stitching on the dash. The steering wheel is very high quality leather. We have blue accents and stitching on the seats as well as the rear seats. We also have USBs in the back. We have USB-Cs up front here. Tons of legroom back there, tons of cargo space if you want to fold down those rear seats. Like the Rav4 is a Swiss Army knife, and it's an extremely functional one as well, with all the buttons here. Heated seat buttons. We have radial dials for climate control as well as volume and tuning, which the tune knob's probably gone on the newest Toyota interface updates. We also have a digital rear view mirror, which is pretty much, I think it's complete overkill in this vehicle. You don't need it unless maybe you're towing, not even if you're towing, because it might not help you much. But if you have a bunch of cargo back there, you can't see out your back window, that's the only use case for it, because I do have plenty of visibility out this rear window, rear mirror. Speaking of mirrors, my driver's side rear mirror gives me nausea. I've never had this on any vehicle before, and if this was my Toyota vehicle, I'd have my dealership replace this mirror because it has some sort of bend or unflat surface in the mirror. So when you look at it, it's hard to judge distance and depth, and you get like, you just feel like one eye's half open. It's a terrible experience. The mirror over here is fine. The mirror over here is warped and it just makes me nauseous. So Yes, Toyota, you're the first manufacturer I've ever seen to have a warped driver's side mirror that screws up your depth perception. We have a wireless charger in here. I don't use it because I don't have wireless Android Auto, but this is fine. I prefer to plug my phone in over wireless. Comfort is good in here. I know this is a sportier trim, but the seats are definitely not over bolstered by any means. We have 219 horsepower, should be able to get over 40 miles per gallon on this vehicle. And in fact, earlier when I was driving down to the review spot, I was in the mid 50s. Now I had the windows down, I was going the speed limit, pretty much steady state, so it's best case scenario, and it's warm temperatures here in South Florida. So that's not really that realistic in day to day. 40 miles per gallon is what it's rated at, and if I was driving this, I'd probably be able to get low 40s, mid 40s on average. I'm gonna hit the brakes just a little bit. The brake feel in here is really good for a Toyota hybrid. I don't get any of that dead feeling that I have in the years past with certain hybrids from Toyota systems, but this one the brake feel feels almost like a normal car. So there are a few things about the RAV4 with this newest generation that does bother people, like the buzziness, the loud engine compartment, but I haven't throttled this engine once, just keeping up with traffic, and half the time the engine's off. So most of the noise I get from the vehicle is road noise, which isn't that much. It's damped well, it's comfortable. There's no harshness in it, but you do hear a little bit of road noise coming from these wheels and tires. I do appreciate how Toyota, even though this is a hybrid, they didn't get rid of the shifter from the non-hybrid. So we have a leather wrapped shifter here, feels great. I love resting my hand on it. And like the Lexus new vehicles like the NX and RX have this little nub that shifts the gears for you. I much prefer this substantial traditional shifter here. We have a RAV4 in front of us, no surprise. It's probably not gonna be the last one we see on this trip, as they just sell so many of these vehicles. And it's easy to see why. This vehicle does everything. It does it efficiently. It does have good power too in this hybrid trim. It would just hammer down. Almost instant response. The engine doesn't sound bad either. I'm not getting like an awful droning experience when I do that. That just killed my miles per gallon. I was getting like 50, now it's down to 48. Brake test here as this GX. Hit the brakes hard. Wow. Oh God, that was, guys, plan a little bit. But that happens. I know most of the people down here are fairly old and you don't always remember where you're at. So that happens to me too. This is a good test for the suspension here. Oh gosh, it just soaked that up, no problem. That is a pretty bad dip, and it really upsets many suspensions in the cars I test. That was no issue on this RAV4 hybrid. We also have the panel roof on this model, which looks really good with the black roof with this cavalry setup. Also, the safety features in here, the radar cruise control is very smooth when it's locked onto a car in front of you. But I have the steering assist on right now, and it's not doing a great job at reading the lines or keeping me centered. So yeah, it's not the greatest system. I mean, it's kind of slowly ping-ponging me around in the lane instead of just keeping me in one spot. So it's not a very good lane tracing system here in this RAV4 hybrid. And I already reviewed this vehicle at Evolution 2.0 in Encinitas, California last fall. So there's nothing a lot for me to say other than the RAV4 is an excellent vehicle. It doesn't surprise in any category, other than fuel economy probably, is I'm still getting over 47 miles per gallon. And Toyota is typically a little bit overestimate with their hybrids, so maybe around 45 at this point. Other than this one manufacturing defect in the mirror that trips me out, the vehicle just does everything really, really well. It's comfortable, it's mostly quiet, it's efficient, has enough power for me, 0 to 60 in probably around 7 seconds with this vehicle. Has everything that I need. All the functionality is here at literally the tip of my hand. I don't have to reach or get out of my seat. Ergonomics are perfect in this car. And like, there's just nothing bad for me to say about the RAV4. And that's why Toyota is making a killing on this vehicle. And the RAV4 Prime is just even like the fullest form of this vehicle with over 300 horsepower. Make sure to check out my review in freezing Nebraska with that car. But I think for the average person, the RAV4 hybrid, not necessarily in this XSE grade, but in the lower grades makes the most sense, because the hybrids do save you a good amount of money on fuel. I can't really see what the prices are at the 7-Eleven. $4.87 here. Not exactly cheap, and it's not as high as it has been, but still $4.87 hurts my eyes to look at compared to $2 per gallon that we had just a couple of years ago. So this vehicle makes more sense than ever if you can get your hands on them. I know production is tough. I know buying a new car at this time while I'm making this video is tough, as the supply chain has destroyed expectations from customers in years past. But if you can get your hands on a Rav4 hybrid, I think you'll be extremely pleased. I forgot to mention 360 camera, which the resolution's terrible, and I figured you probably knew about it since I have the digital rear view mirror on this vehicle. I also have heated steering wheel, which is not needed, nor heated seats needed here in Southwest Florida. So anyways, I'm gonna sign out from the 2022 Rav4 Hybrid XSE. Can't wait to get my hands on the 2023 to play with the new screens in the vehicle. But really, the driving experience is gonna be identical. Miles per gallon will be identical. But I'm gonna end it there. Excellent vehicle from Toyota. It's no wonder they sell so many of these things. It does everything really well. Jack of all trades, all-wheel drive, great cargo capacity, excellent interior person capacity, or should I say occupant capacity, and it's a handsome looking vehicle that the looks have grown on me over the past few years. But I'm gonna end it there. I'll see you guys down below. Let me know if you have any comments on the Rav4 hybrid. It's a great vehicle. Gotta shut it down. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and I'm gonna end with telling you 46.9 miles per gallon with me driving this thing extremely conservatively. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves, and peace out.